Gold and silver. Where will gold and silver peak at in 2026?
First, it depends on the economic climate, but I was talking to a stock club about this yesterday. The last time the gold and silver went up this much in tandem was pre-COVID, the European debt crisis, and the 2008 crash. I don't know about you guys, but I've never had these many conversations about gold and silver as we've had the past 6 months. Platinum is running, copper is running, of course, because of the AI investment. Worst case scenario, gold could shoot to $5,480 per ounce, and silver, highest case can get to 153 or 105.47. What will make silver and gold stop running as much? Not having as many economic threats, not having a geopolitical bomb that is waiting on our table, not having bad leadership. And I don't think those things are going to go away within the next year. I don't think he's going to have a change of heart. So as a result, I think gold and silver will continue to spike as the dollar value is dropping, and it's also reflected in the crypto market. And like you talked about, there's a bunch of companies that are amazing that are sitting underneath a 200-day moving average, which is not a good sign. I know some of you push back on the comments of the economy being stronger than ever. It's not true. If you just look at spending across the board and budgets for the first quarter and the revisionist history that we're having in some of these reports, things are not going as well as people suspect. So gold and silver should continue to climb for the next year and a half.
I think you nailed it. I think the conditions for it to continue to appreciate are all there, right? A weaker dollar, geopolitical tension, and it looks like we're headed into some more uncertainty when it comes to geopolitical tension, whether it be Greenland.
Greenland's a big one.
We were on the Iran. I mean, you just never know. It feels like, I mean, there's so much uncertainty around it, and those are the conditions when you see commodities rise. And you nailed it, right? JP Morgan, like, forget what we think. This is what the analysts are saying. JP Morgan has it at 5,000 ounce by the Q4 of 26. HSBC has it at 5,000. Morgan Stanley has 4,800. Average analyst, I did this for about 15 of them. The average price is 4,800. That's right. Insane. So there's still some growth. It's interesting. Like when the last time I was talking about silver, I think, what was this, 2005? We went to watch Robert Kiyosaki speak about silver.
He was big. We got to give him credit. That 0506 run.
I promise you it was $12. And I was just like sitting there for hours. I'm like, yeah, this guy's really serious about silver.
Yeah.
And here we are at the end of 2025, early 2026, and now silver is right on the cusp of reaching $100 an ounce, which is incredible. It's unprecedented, man. And I don't think those things change. You said something interesting, though, about people texting about the economy. And it dawned on me the other day that the people who watch us and listen to us, they may feel like the economy is great because we've been put in a few positions that have run, right? Like whether it's the semis or the memory companies, and people have done really well with those. But overall, like even the Mag 7, they had a whole piece in the journal this weekend about how the Mag 7, there's only 2 of the Mag 7 that outperformed the S&P last year. They really have consolidated, right? Whether it was Microsoft, Meta down, right? Like even Amazon, like kind of consolidated. NVIDIA and Google were the only 2 out of those 7 that had a positive year. And so will outpace the S&P. And so there's been consolidation. It's just that we have been put in some pockets that had extreme growth and probably will continue to have extreme growth. But if you look at the overall scale, you take a bigger glimpse, there's a lot sitting under the 200. There's definitely some at the 400. And so it's an interesting time.
Yeah, and once again, go ahead, Rashad.
Yeah, gold's going to keep going up because it's a store of value. And as long as the national debt keeps growing, then it really has no other option. And he's accelerated. That's why I put on Instagram that in the first 10 months of Donald Trump's presidency, he added $4 trillion to the debt. And the thing about it is that you created a whole government agency to lower the situation, and it only reversed. You fired 300,000 people and actually added $4 trillion of debt. So the speed at which the debt and borrowing is accelerating is pretty historic, and that only means that the dollar is weaker than it has been in recent history. And if the dollar is weaker, and then you add to the geopolitical uncertainty and people not really trusting the American economic system anymore because they don't trust the American leadership. So there's a direct correlation to other store of value assets like gold and silver they have no choice but to go up. Shout out to Larry Morrow. He was at his event in New Orleans the other day. He was talking to Mike Novogratz, and I told him that when he said that, he said gold was going to go to 10,000. And he was just saying like, yeah, it's just one of these things that it has to happen because of the amount of spending that Washington continues to do, and that's the ironic thing about it is that the whole Republican Party, but mainly Trump, they ran on a whole campaign of smaller government,
inefficiency, and it's not there.
And lower spending, and they've actually spent more money and borrowed more money and have more debt. So, but he's done that. He did that the last presidency. That's why Mike. That's why Mike said that, because it wasn't just based off of like, okay, like he's like Trump. The only thing he knows how to do is spend money. He did that the last time he was in office. So he was like, based off of his tendency, based off of last time he's in office, is going to carry over to this time he's in office. He's going to spend more money. We're going to have more debt. And gold is going to continue to go up. And that's literally exactly what happened so far. And I don't think it's going to stop. You got to spend more money on the military, which is our biggest expenditure in healthcare. And doesn't seem like you're going to have any. So it's like you cutting small things. The Somali daycare center and, stuff like that. But it's just like
corporate bailouts are higher than ever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So,
but they'll tell you that the trade deficit has been lowered.
Like, come on, like a major bank almost went belly up, and they swept it under the rug, and they poured billions of dollars into the repo market to cover the bank being short silver and being down tens of billions of dollars.
And he also said that he thought Bitcoin, it has no choice. He said if it was a weird year for Bitcoin. He said he wouldn't have thought that Bitcoin would have stayed flat for the year relatively based off of all the circumstances, but he was just like, if it hits over 102, it's going to 140. And it's just a matter of time before Bitcoin, because that's the last store of value that really has not increased. All the other store values have increased. So Trump he's losing it. He's losing it mentally, and it's
why do you say that?
Why is he losing it mentally?
Allegedly, yes. Before the real news. And think about this: silver and gold are going up this much without the real news coming out about the banks, about healthcare and health issues in the administration. But why do you say that he may be losing some of his faculties?
Well, I think this Greenland situation is going to be a humiliating defeat for him. And sometimes you put yourself into a fight that you can't win. And I mean, he writes a whole letter to the Prime Minister of Denmark saying, because you guys didn't give me the Nobel Peace Prize, it's because you didn't give me Nobel Peace Prize, I'm not really interested in having peace anymore. And
you're gonna go to war.
I'm taking Greenland. But the thing about it is, we could talk about it too, as far as the amount of treasuries that the EU and Canada hold. And you can only push somebody in the corner for so long before they have weapons at their disposal as well. And I think he's putting himself in a situation where he has no choice but to kind of lose this battle, and it's going to be a humiliating defeat. And it's going to be a crack in the American armor. And we don't really know how that's going to play with the economy, but just stuff like that, like just unhinged behavior. After a while, it can't really be excused. It's like the Mad King. Like, like after a while, it's like, it's just very unhinged, uncouth behavior. But he's having a peace party. You got to pay $1 billion to be a part of it. And
I didn't hear about this. Wait.
He invited Putin to it.
20 countries, $1 billion. He's going to be the chair for life. And if you pay $1 billion, then it's like protect. It's like extortion.
It's an extortion party. Listen, I prefer my presidential
Alleged.
leadership to not act like King Von and Dirk. Praise to
Yeah.
Dirk. But this is like, this is too much. And for those of you who may push back and say, well, it was worse under Biden, I too had my deep criticism for that administration. It does not mean that this one that isn't being misled. And we're only a year in. Netflix is down 34%, Meta down 22%, Microsoft is down 17%. Elon and OpenAI are in a tough legal battle now. Target as an American brand is dying. Starbucks, an American brand, is dying. Nike is dying. All in this tenure.
And I mean, they'll hold on to the Dow's at a record high, S&P on a record high, NASDAQ on its way to a record high. It's like they'll hold on to these talking points, but like at some point, it's gonna have to add up, right? Like at some point, something's gonna hit the fan.
Mm-hmm. And then they want you to now be able to leverage your 401ks to buy a home. It's like, what? We used to be a proper country, yo. We used to be a proper country, but
if this erratic behavior continues, gold will continue to go up. From an investment, from a pure make money standpoint, if you're interested in that standpoint, yeah. I mean, gold, silver, and then I think Bitcoin is only a matter of time before Bitcoin has to follow suit at some point.
Yeah. Keep your eyes on platinum too.
Yeah, platinum, copper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the rare earths. We'll talk about that maybe next week. But yeah, there's some stuff going on there. Exploration's happening soon. So yeah.
Yeah.